April Fool's, is that what you're saying?
Okay, we ready?
I
Okay, ready?
know.
I'm ready.
I understand. It's not right to be.
Good morning, colleagues and audience members. My name is Ed Reisinger. I am the chairman of the Land Use and Transportation Committee. We are here this morning to conduct our 20th voting session on amendments to City Council Bill 12-0152, which is TransForm Baltimore zoning. The electronic file are being made available on the City Council's website. The draft amendments can be downloaded from the bill file page by inputting the following link into your web browser, which is https://baltimore.legistar.com. A copy of the draft amendments has also been placed in the bill folder located in the Executive Secretary's office here at City Hall. Her name is Latana Austin. I encourage everyone to visit the City Council's website to stay updated about the bill. The Land Use and Transportation Committee intends to work progressively through the proposed amendments page by page. We will vote on as much as we can during today's session. Public testimony will not be allowed during the voting session. City agencies may be questioned about particular amendments being discussed by the committee. And introduce my colleagues and the members of the committee. To my far left is Councilman Bill Henry. Sure. Directly to Councilman Henry is Councilwoman Mary Pat Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Second left is Councilwoman Sharon Green Middleton.
Chair, happy birthday.
Thank you. To my immediate left is Councilman Jim Kraft, the Vice Chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Same here.
To my, anyone here representing Mayor Stephanie Rollins-Blake? No? Okay. Okay. To my far right is Paul Plymouth, representing President of the City Council, Bernard Jack Young. Second to my right is, to my far right is also Kara Kuntz, representing President Bernard Jack Young. And to my immediate right is the staff person to the committee, Jennifer Coates. Thank you. I'm feeling older every time you say that. We have, if you'd like to contact the committee, please mail correspondence to the Office of Council Services. Attention to Jennifer Coates, located 100 North Holiday Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21202, or email Jennifer at jennifer.coates@baltimorecity.gov. The one and only grand wall I have is, could you please turn off your cell phones and smartphones to give courtesy and respect to the committee when they're voting. I want to notice that today's hearing for the bill, which is scheduled for 2 p.m., has been canceled. We are also joined by Councilman Warren Branch entering the council chambers. Good morning, Councilman. I have some committee handouts that's been distributed to the committee members. Those communications submitted by council members was Councilman Mosby. It was a map amendment. Ms. Kara Kuntz, Office of the President, which was basically a language amendment. Council Member Clark, withdrawal items related to alternative energy, which is T537, T538, T48, T25, and T489. Submitted by agencies was Ms. Hillary Woolley, the Law Department. Also Laurie Feinberg from the Department of Planning. Submitted by constituents was Ms. Deborah Tempera, a resident of the 1st District. Also, Ms. Kuopeo Lin from PIKL Studio. This here too, right? Mr. Robert Alfie and Jane Brett Snyder, residents of Fleet Street. This here, right here, right? below, huh? Okay, listed below, I have communication regarding the rezoning of property at 1,000 South Linwood Avenue. Ms. Amanda Bourgeois, apologize for any mispronouncement of names. Miss Laura Zager, Miss Eric Kern, Mr. Abe Warfel, Mr. Stephen Mel, Miss Mary E. Weinberger. That's it, right? Yes, Councilman Kraft?
Yes. I'd just like to make a comment about the letters that we've received regarding the property at 1,000 South Linwood Avenue. And this is similar to the issue that we had in Fells Point. And I'd like to clarify something for folks because they keep talking about the rezoning of these properties. And it's not a rezoning of these properties. It is a reclassification because there is no longer a B2 zone. It is now a C1 zone. So it's not a rezoning of the property. It is a reclassification from a B2 to a C1 because B2 no longer exists. So there is no other zoning to which it can be transferred. So it can't be left B2 because there is no B2. So when folks keep writing these letters about opposition to rezoning of these properties, we are not rezoning these properties. They are being reclassified in the new zoning code because the old classification no longer exists. So, you know, I've tried to clarify this before, but I'm doing this to try to do it one more time.
The next YouTube president.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Councilman. We are ready to go on to deferrals and, what's this right here? Who are these? Okay, T664. Is that Councilwoman Clark? Councilwoman Clark is T664 and T662. Is that with you?
Okay,
And use the microphone, please.
I can't believe that. Oh, no. I'm sorry, yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the council, my apologies, of the committee. This is the big box issue. This and T662, 664, 662 are deferred for public hearing and
So there's no motion?
yeah, I mean, basically, I need the expertise of the people who are originating this in the community, the Hampton Village Merchants Association, et cetera, to come and testify at a public hearing. So we have the benefit of a presentation about this issue, which I'm not really qualified to present. And then after that, hopefully, we'll have a chance to vote on these issues in a follow-up session that we'll need anyway for things like RMU, et cetera.
All right, smart move. Okay, so there's no motion on those still?
No, those two are,
Okay. Wait.
they sit on deferral until
Yeah,
the public hearing.
I mean, we're going to do 2 public hearings, then we'll deal with it after the public
Yeah,
hearings.
exactly, and we've let the sponsors know.
Okay. T489, Councilwoman Clark. Yeah, there's no motion on those two. I think, is this a withdrawal?
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Yes.
I have a list of withdrawals presented to the committee. If I could just go through them,
Yes.
and then tell me
Yes.
if there's something left over that I have
Okay.
not.
To the members of the committee, there is it's passed around her withdrawal, so go ahead, Councilwoman Clark.
Correct. We had a lot of discussions about conditional use provisions for various alternative energy systems. I really appreciate that the Planning Department and the Sustainability Commission went back and really outline provisions,
She's withdrawing, so.
sort of the big picture about the treatment in this code of those kinds of alternatives. I'm satisfied that there's an outline and a structure that we can work with as experience unfolds. And so since these things have not moved anyway, and since we now have what planning and sustainability said they would provide, we've all received, I'm withdrawing the following.
Okay.
T 537, which is about conditional use for solar. T 538, conditional use for wind. T 48, deletion of footnotes relevant to alternative sources. T 25, ditto, deletion of footnotes. T 489, conditional use in a variety of zoning districts related to alternative energy sources. That's it.
Remove.
I'd like to move all those as
Second.
withdrawn.
Okay, thank you. Second by Councilman Kraft. Councilman Henry, he beat you out. Councilman Kraft. Councilman Reisinger, all those in favor of the withdrawal, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, and the 5 are withdrawn. So we are now on T835, which is Planning Commission.
One of three.
Planning Department. You moved to withdraw on that?
Yes, the planning department withdraws T835.
Moved by Councilman Kraft. Do I have a second? Second by Councilwoman Clark. All those in favor to withdraw T835 say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. T835 is withdrawn. We are now on T717. That is the agency planning department.
Oh, God.
Yes, the planning department believes that the reuse of some of these smaller lot sizes, smaller non-residential buildings in the R7 through R10 for non-residential use need to be reused for such things as cultural facilities versus leaving some of them potentially vacant. A 3,000 square foot lot in an R7 through R10 is actually pretty large. A typical lot size would get you down to 2,000. So this amendment is really just kind of right-sizing the number to what exists on the ground.
Okay. All right. No, you're good. T717. Anyone making a motion on this?
Mr.
No,
Chairman,
go ahead.
I'd like to make, wait a minute, where am I?
We don't need a motion?
Yeah,
You don't need a motion.
oh, yeah, right, period. I'd like to be quiet.
No, no motion.
Okay. So T7, that's what I'm saying. T717 fails by no motion. We're now on, okay, you
Thank you.
were putting no motion on this one. We're now on T296. This is SBBA.
Oh, yeah, what is all this?
That's their letter.
Yeah, but I know, but it's lots.
So who's here from that?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
We have, I just saw for the first time this morning a pretty lengthy packet of correspondence, so I guess we kind of have to take it one issue at a time, and I hope that we will.
Yeah, I was hoping someone from SBBA here would be here, but Councilman Kraft?
Yes, and on that packet, I mean, I read the letter over,
I didn't have
and
time, I just saw it.
I think that, and
Ouch.
Ms. Kunst, I don't know, we did a lot of amendments to these sections, is that correct?
That is correct.
So I think before we could go down and look at the suggestions made by
SBBA.
SBBA and the work group, that we need to see what we already did. So is it possible for us to print out something that says, or defer it until we see what we've already done?
Yes, if the committee wants to go with this, I mean, we're having 2 public hearings, and if we want to do this right, we can wait till we do the public hearings, have the communication with SBBA.
I suggest that's what we do.
Okay.
We just hold it like we're doing with yours, like for the big
With
box.
the big box,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, and it's
Alright.
it's very complicated, as has been mentioned, that we've already amended, and we might have
So what up?
done some of the things that are requested or voted against doing them.
So there's going to be a no motion, and we'll deal with it after the
Well,
2
should I make a motion that we defer this until we've had,
I just did,
oh, I'm sorry, did I second it?
yeah. Yeah, just to continue, hold it like
Yeah,
we
we're
did.
just like we did with George, we're just going to, no motion, we're just going to hold it until that we
Fine.
do the 2 hearings. The next one is that it? Okay, so, you got a question? Question by Councilman Henry?
So I know that Councilwoman Clark withdrew her amendment. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Clark withdrew her amendment. Are we still going to have the conversation with sustainability about alternative energy? Because an issue that had been raised that was, I thought, going to be deferred until we had the conversation on those amendments was about making a clearer distinction between the kinds of alternative energy, and the specific issue that I remember was that from the way that I was reading the proposed text, there was not a significant distinction between a windmill and a roof-mounted solar panel system, so that both were just going to, and that's why I thought we were going to have a conversation. Okay, because nobody worked it out with me, because nobody ever came to me and told me what happened, and that's why, because I thought we were going to have this conversation at the beginning of the hearing. So if it's been worked out to the point where, I can have a conversation with staff afterwards,
Yes.
then I'm comfortable doing so.
Okay.
But I would take this opportunity to say on the record that depending on what was worked out, I may want to
So
revisit the issue.
You didn't get the memo?
I did not, sorry.
Okay,
Oh.
all right.
I'm sorry for that. So I'll have a conversation afterwards with staff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we got that clarified?
Yep.
Okay,
It
so
was
the Land Use Transportation Committee will recess. Our next voting session on the bill will be announced. Everyone have a great day. Thank you. That was quick.
Talk with you.